Hello, my name is Arthur, and in this video we're going to look to add a function to the player where if he falls from somewhere too high, he will take damage. Now, on the player, I've created a new sprite sheet and added in a couple of animations. So I have one for landing hard. That will be played when he falls from too high. And then I've also added in one for push and walking while pushing. So that's what we're going to look at moving forward in the next couple of videos. In this one, we're going to do the take damage from falling too far. So what we'd want to do first off is to establish what velocity on Y should constitute him falling too fast. So in physics process, we have the point where if a player walks off of a platform or a ledge and his velocity increases, is when it determines that the player is falling. So is in air is set to true and jumping is set to true. So right at this point we can print velocity dot y and establish the threshold for how fast he should be moving when he dies, when he takes damage. And it would be good to do that on a level so we can get an idea. So a simple jump, he hits 340 on Y. Coming off of that platform, well, I can't see it because he bumped into this block. And we missed that one. So we'll just wait for that to come back around. We have a little physics problem still with this block. So off of the platform, he hits up to 900 from jumping off of it. Let's just see what walking off of it gets us. So we'll just walk. That hits 870. Now let's attempt to do a failed jump off of the ramp. So that would be just kind of walk off. And he'll fail here. And that'll give us an idea. Oh, it would have been easier to see if I didn't jump. So let's see, that's the jump. Failing off of the ramp, he hit around 820. I'm going to guess that a fall where his velocity gets greater than 750 will be the point that he'll take damage. So we'll go, if velocity y is greater than 750, falling equals true. Okay, so we don't have a variable called falling. We're going to need that. So that's just going to determine that he's falling instead of landing. And we'll need something for his damage. So fall damage equals, let's make that 25. So now we have it set to know if he's falling. So that would be sometime after jumping, because if he leaves a platform, he enters into a state where he's qualified as jumping. and then determined by his velocity. So if he falls off of a high cliff, his velocity will merit the animation land playing. So right around here, we would be Aleph falling and last animation is not equal to land hard. Animation player dot play land hard and take damage, fall damage. Okay, so we need falling to enter a state that's false. So let's use a signal to do that from the animation player. We'll go animation finished and connect that. So on animation finished, if anim name equals land hard, falling equals false, and something's missing here. Aleph falling and is on floor. We need to know that he's on the floor for this to happen. That way we know he's landed. Falling and is on floor. We don't want that to get overridden by walking, so we're going to append onto this and not falling. So now a walk can't override the fact that he's falling and hitting the ground. Now, we might want to incapacitate the player after the land. So let's check what's the variable here. Bouncing. Bouncing will incapacitate the player, but it won't necessarily make him bounce. Now we need to flip that around. Bouncing and is on floor and not falling. So this won't work if he's falling, and we'll set it here. Bouncing equals false. So that should stun the player after the fall. And let's see, what else would there be? Now, when he jumps off of a platform and he's falling too fast, but he lands on an enemy and bounces, he would give damage. So when he gives damage, we'll set falling equals false. That way he'll bounce off and he won't take damage when he lands on an enemy player. So, I don't know, I think that has everything. The code is getting a little spaghetti-like, so we're getting to a point where things are a little harder to implement and read. So we didn't take damage there. Let's start this platform up. Okay, we took damage, but it happened repeatedly. So what's going on there? Something... Oh, okay, he's standing still. And it's causing idle to play. So this condition is able to happen repeatedly. So we'll add on to this and not falling. Because he can't be idle and falling simultaneously. So we'll see if that stops that from taking repeated damage, repeated hits. So he falls. He took the damage, the animation played. Now let's see what happens if he falls and I try to throttle into walk. Okay, he's still taking the damage, but he's able to move. I didn't want him to be able to move. So let's see what happens there. Oh, I put bouncing equals false. So this should be bouncing equals true. That makes sense. Just a little bit of getting tired today. So now we'll walk off. He's still able to move. Not sure why that is at this point. I think what's actually going on here is velocity dot x equals 0. I'm going to make it so we can't register that velocity. So we'll 0 the velocity. That way if he lands and he was moving, he's going to stop. There we go. So now he gets stunned when he lands. Let's check off of the ice ramp. So first off, we want to hit this jump. Make sure he doesn't take damage from it. We'll see if he gets damaged here. Nope. So that's an acceptable fall. Now we'll try missing on the ice ramp and see what we get. It would be cool if we coincidentally landed on an enemy to see that the bounce function is working, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. So we'll miss on the ramp this time. Do that just by walking off. He doesn't make the jump if he just walks off. Oh, well, we hit an enemy there, so happy coincidence. We'll try that miss again. Okay, that wasn't quite what I was looking for here. Let's walk him over to here. If we walk him off of the ground, he doesn't take any time to speed up on the ice because he already has some momentum. Sometimes that ice floor seems a bit much on what I set the friction at. Okay, so if he misses the jump, he takes the damage. So that all looks to be working good. In the next video, we'll come back and we'll get the push working and make it so that he can discover things like hidden walls. So that'll be in the next video, and until then, take care.